Rolling, rolling, rolling on a river. How far do you want me to go with this?
Let's stop there.
Money and what we got, honey, is just enough. We got some rich stuff.
Welcome to our channel. Actually, this is my channel.
Yours. I'm just a guest.
He's just the guest on this week's episode.
Yep.
I don't even have an episode of something. This is just a thing.
Yep.
If you follow me on Instagram, then you probably saw on my story that I was doing a poll to see if you guys would be interested in a Q&A. And it got like 90% yes.
Most people said yes.
Yes. So anyway, I basically asked the question because I get a lot of questions, especially with younger married people or people who are wanting to get married, and they're kind of young, and so I think there's a lot of like a fear in getting married young, and we just wanted to be able to be better communicators of how we did it, why we did it, and you know, how it's been.
Yep.
We have now been married for like a year and a half.
Not quite a year and a half.
Not quite a half, but definitely a year.
Definitely in a year, yes. We got married July 16th of 2017.
Good job.
What, you think I forget?
Well, you kind of waited.
Well, because I was thinking I could...
Pausing for dramatic effect.
No, because on our marriage license it says we got married the 15th.
Yes, that was fun.
That messes with my head.
Our minister / my cousin filled out the wedding
And
marriage license. The marriage license. He put the wrong date. But it was just one day early. It's not like he messed up the year. That would have been an issue if he like put 2018 and it's not even 2018 yet. And you'd have to wait a whole other year to be officially married. So bad.
Be frustrating.
Anyway, so I'm going to read off these questions and we're going to answer them to the best of our ability. Some of them are kind of weird. And some of them I think are going to be good information. So here we go. The first question. Are y'all Harry Potter fans?
That's a good one to start off with. I like it. We're not like those die-hard fans.
But he does have a Lego set.
I do.
That he's been building. It's the
Hogwarts Express.
Yeah, he's been having some fun with that.
Yes, and we did enjoy the trip to Universal, Harry Potter World.
Butterbeer.
Nah, butterbeer was delicious. It's very filling.
It is. I can never finish mine. He kind of banked on that too. He was like, "So you're gonna give me the other half?"
But yes, we enjoyed our trip there.
I wasn't allowed to watch Harry Potter growing up, and he had read all the books and watched all the movies when they came out. So it was like 2 years ago, around Christmas time, he found out I never watched Harry Potter, and we decided to do a Harry Potter marathon.
Oh,
that was awful, by the way.
Never do that. Never ever go and watch, or try and watch all the Harry Potter movies in one night.
Oh,
don't do it.
We had to do 2 days, 2 full days of sitting and just like putting in a movie after another movie.
It was terrible.
And it's like there's a lot of content there, and they're really long movies.
Yes.
And like I think I asked who Draco was like 600 times, and he eventually was like, "Are you serious?"
By the time we got to the 6th movie, I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
I mean, and since then we watched one movie after the other.
But
following up to our trip to Universal.
Leading up to the trip, we watched all of them.
And it was like one night, or maybe once a week, we would watch one movie. And I feel like I finally watched them for the first time officially then, because I wasn't exhausted and needing to pee like most of the time. Like, I don't want to have to pause.
And you can't pause those or leave in the middle because you missed something.
Anyway, so that was a fun 5-minute story about Harry Potter. That was probably the only one that was pretty random. What's your guys' favorite mutual band / artist besides Courtney, obviously? Sorry, I didn't mean to flick you in the ear.
Anyway, it's kind of hard to answer that question. We kind of decided Carry On My Wayward Son.
That's him. I'm more like Dust in the Wind. You're Carry On My Wayward Son. I like that song, but I like the depth of Dust in the Wind. The beautiful guitar and violin. Yes.
You just don't have...
I geek out.
You don't really have a favorite anything. It just depends on your mood.
No, but I'm a geek. I mean, picture Lane Kim from Gilmore Girls. Like, if I had to have CDs, my collection would be pretty crazy big.
We would probably have to have a full room full of the CDs. Maybe not quite a room.
The digitalization of everything, like all of the stuff.
That has definitely helped our space.
I was gonna say, you're gonna say helped our marriage. But he doesn't play any instruments. He doesn't sing.
Not musical.
You can carry a tune. I've heard you in worship. Do you get it, boy?
Apparently I can sing a little bit.
You feel so awkward being on camera, too. Anyway, so, next question. Why did you both decide to get married young?
We decided to get married young because it was kind of perfect timing, I guess. Because you had just gotten back from Memphis, semester of Memphis. I was just finished first semester of school, and I mean, it was just good timing because other than the summer after my freshman year, I mean, our lives were going to get crazy busy, at least for me especially. And we really didn't want our first year of marriage to be when I was in med school, because then basically we just wasted the whole year because I'm med school.
He's gonna be MIA.
Don't be busy, and starting a marriage and working on a marriage while I'm in med school just wasn't a good idea in my head. I just didn't feel like that would be good because really our first year of marriage wouldn't even be till after I get out of med school. It would feel like
we had a good first year. I can say that.
It's been a good first year.
Sophomore year of college, sweet spot for us.
Yes.
Because he was still in some pretty easier classes. I took a semester off because I didn't quite know what I was doing educationally. I already had an associate's degree and I dabbled in business, which was awful. And so I just needed a semester to kind of refresh my thoughts and to kind of figure out what I wanted to do, and also commit like a whole semester to just being a wife and getting acclimated, which was good for me.
Yeah. Because it's harder than you think.
Yeah.
Just living with somebody else.
I mean, even if you grew up with them like we did, we didn't have a lot of really moments like a lot of first year couples did, because we lived 4 minutes away from each other our whole lives. So
well, we didn't know it till freshman year of high school.
I'm just saying we had a lot of mutual things that we did, and it was purely because of the area we lived in. Region, whatever.
Still baffles me that we didn't even meet each other until freshman year of high school.
Divine intervention.
No joke.
Next question kind of goes into that. How did you cope with distance and long distance relationships? Yay.
That semester in Memphis.
And the semester after when you were in Arkansas and I moved back home.
Yeah, that's right.
Still pretty far apart. We visited a lot, and we did a lot of mutual meetups. So we'd go on a date in Little Rock, which was about 2 hours each way.
That was one of our anniversary weekends.
Mm-hmm. We had a friend who lived in Little Rock, and they let us stay there.
They had a couple extra bedrooms.
Yeah. So that was good. I think the biggest thing is communication. If you don't know where your relationship is going,
it's really hard to
stick with it.
I mean, we knew at that point, especially when she moved to Memphis, we knew at that point we were kind of headed toward marriage.
We knew we were headed toward marriage senior year.
Before that, but obviously that semester we knew, and then obviously I proposed to you before spring semester started, so obviously we knew we were headed there.
I thought he was going to propose in the summer, so I was really surprised. We kind of planned it. I'm a planner. And so I kind of in my head was he's going to propose in the summer, we'll get married in the fall, it'll be good. But we ended up, he proposed in the winter, during winter break.
Yes.
And we got married in the summer, so pushed it up a little bit, but it was good, because now we're off from school every year.
Anniversary, which is...
And we got a long road.
Which is huge.
Long road to go. And we're going to Disney next year. I'm just putting that out in the universe. If you want to go fund us, here's our link. I'm just kidding. I don't have a link. What is your favorite thing about each other?
Favorite thing? I guess I'll go first. Definitely your randomness. I love it. Start randomly dancing around in the kitchen while we're cooking dinner, or randomly singing to not even.
Carry on my
Yep.
wayward
Just
son.
singing something completely random that you wouldn't even think about.
But we do like everything else. I'm going back to the question about music.
Mm-hmm.
Because we do like, he likes anything I put on.
I'll listen to it. Most of it.
I'll listen to it. He's
Like
like,
I have
I'll
a
listen to it.
Most of it I like.
I like hippie stuff. With like guitar and talking about fire, campfire. Just fire. I like arsonist songs. Let's talk about fire. I set fire to the rain. What's the things you guys hate most about each other? We're gonna rephrase it to
Pet peeves.
pet peeves. Because I don't hate anything about you. I don't hate
anything about you either.
people. I dislike some people, but I don't hate them. That's a strong word.
You go first. I went first on the last question.
When you pop your neck and your knuckles, but mainly your neck. That he does it. He still does it. 5 years later, he does it every time. And I'll even sometimes be like, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, why? Why?
Mine is definitely when you don't change the toilet paper roll.
The thing is, this
It bugs
just
me.
came out. This just came out the other day. And I was like, you didn't tell me.
It's because you used to be better about it.
Yeah, I got lazy.
Once we
School
moved-
started.
Once we moved in the new house, you don't do it as much.
School started, y'all. School started. But I'm like,
And it's not even that
I
she doesn't.
eventually do it.
It's not even that
It's
she
just
doesn't
not
change
right.
it. It's that she just leaves it sitting on the counter.
And it'll spoil.
And you got it that far. Why not just go ahead and Why not just go ahead and finish it off?
So I guess we'll both have to work on that. Do y'all want kids
In the future,
right now?
no.
I have to tell you something. I'm just kidding.
Not even a funny joke.
We've got a long road before we have kids. We have Kat.
Mm-hmm.
She's-
Kat, she's enough right now.
She's sprawled out on our coffee table like she owns it right now.
Yep.
My question for you. What's the weirdest thing Letty's done? Just this week. She does the weirdest things.
This week, we were both sitting outside on, was it Monday?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Monday morning.
Because it's fall.
Because she was
fall, guys.
reading her Bible study, and I had just gotten up and walked out there. And Letty had already been outside. She had already tried to jump the fence, so we put her back inside, and we opened the window to our screen door. And I hear a noise, thinking she's just kind of banging on the door, but then I look over, and she is climbing on the screen.
She's like at the top
Climbing up the screen.
too. She did that today already and fell down. And she did it like 3 times and fell down each time. And I'm like, when are you gonna learn? Hopefully she doesn't tear it up, but it's metal. It shouldn't be that easy to tear up.
The screen's not necessarily metal.
I don't know, but we're thinking about putting up those like courtyard like things above the fences that they do.
Barbed wire.
Barbed wire to keep her from jumping because the little squirrels like to hang out on the top of our
But
fences.
if we put that on the top of the fence, then our squirrels can't. The squirrels that we like
know,
to
I
see
love our
can't run
squirrels.
across our fence.
They were really freaked out with me hammocking today. They were
Of course
like,
they were.
"What are you doing out here? You're like human." How do you guys resolve arguments and fights? Is there quick forgiveness?
Quick forgiveness. I mean, yeah, because we don't really fight. We just have little bickering spats. It's not like the only ongoing thing is that
This Thursday versus next
Yes.
Thursday.
that
And I can't get through to him. This Thursday is tomorrow. Today's Wednesday. This Thursday is tomorrow. Next Thursday is the Thursday after this Thursday. He says next Thursday is tomorrow.
Yep.
This was actually an issue that came from a date because I thought you were saying let's have a date like next Saturday. And I was like, oh, that's like 2 weeks away. That's really confusing. And when you like texted me, you're like, I'm on my way this Saturday, I was like, what? You said next Saturday. So that's the ongoing
That's
thing.
the thing,
And
but-
it's not really an argument. It's actually, he knows the truth. I know you know the truth in your heart, but you just don't want to give it up. So you just like,
But we don't really fight because at the end of the day, we love each other, and there's no point in being
and we understand that everyone's
mad.
not perfect.
Nobody's perfect. There's no point in being mad at each other for.
I don't find my worth in him. As much as I love you, my world is not you.
Mhm.
And like probably the best thing that our parents, both of them, have shown us in their marriages is that like a healthy relationship is an H. An H. You're not leaning on each other and relying on each other to keep you up. You're not an A or a V. That's what I'm trying to do with my hands. YMCA. Anyway.
Getting off track.
Yeah, randomness.
Yep.
So what I like the most is like when I get upset, I have to sometimes look at myself and be like, why am I this upset that he forgot this or that he let me down in this way? Because at the end of the day, like I know you're human,
Mhm.
and I expect the same kind of grace given to me when I mess up. So it's
Yeah.
it's very selfish of me to expect everything
Mhm.
from you when our relationship is solely based on the love of Jesus, and like he's like the third member in this relationship that keeps us together.
Yeah.
This is a triangle,
That is
not to be confused with an A or a V.
It's not an A.
It's
No.
n- You just made an A. I'm confused. So like the closer you get to God, so you're here, I'm here, you're here. The closer you get to God, the closer you get to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think last question.
Last question.
Who said I love you first?
That was me. It was
Terrifying.
Terrifying, yes. Very
Share your
awkward.
experience for the world to know.
Well, we were sitting in my parents' basement probably watching The Office, and I don't remember what transpired.
I'm hilarious is what happened. I said
That might
something
have been it.
super funny, and
Oh,
Letty
here
sat
comes
on
my
my
cat.
lap.
Nope, she didn't. We didn't have her yet. Anyway, I looked at her and I told her I loved her, and the next 10 seconds was awkward silence. And I was
thinking
just
it over.
thinking to myself, what have I done? Did I just screw everything up? Apparently she wants to sit on my lap tonight.
What? No, but here's the thing. He said, I love you, and like, I was like, I love you. So there was a lot going on. Like, I was like, did he just say I love you because it was like a thing that you say when you laugh? Then I was like, no, that boy doesn't say I love you like that. Like, he doesn't say I love you. That's just not a thing he says. And I'm the same way. I don't say I love you lightly. And so not only was I kind of mulling over, like, do I love this boy? If I don't say I love you unless I absolutely do. I didn't feel the pressure. I could have said thank you. But I thought in that 10 seconds, you would be surprised how many thoughts were going on in my head. Because I was like, if he said I love you by
I'm really not
accident
that
and I said I
surprised.
love you back, then that would be awkward. And then I was like, you know what? Screw it. I love you. My brain works at a very fast rate. Letty's just decided to join us. Hey, question. Who does Letty love more? Yeah, she does.
Definitely.
Although I did learn that cats like attach themselves more to the more stressed out person. So I mean I take it as a compliment that she acts like she loves me more, but at the same time I like worry that she's like worried about me constantly. Like, oh, that girl's stressed out. I need to go lay on her. What are you going to school for? Oh, I'm in social work, and he's a biology degree, but he's going to be pre-med, and I'm going to live a very, very nice life. I'm just kidding. I'm a musician also. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, seriously go follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
He don't have an Instagram, but you see him a lot on the Instagram. Okay, so we're ending it on a little letter because the biggest one that I've gotten, a few of the more serious ones are from people who are wanting to get married. How did y'all do it? I mean, I'm trying to propose to my girlfriend, but I still don't know how to talk to her parents. They say I'm not the one for her, and even the mention of us ending up together gets them really mad. We've been dating for 2 years, and I'm 22 and she's 20. I kind of feel like I'm ending it like a VeggieTales episode. Keyword or
Cordy?
QWERTY, is that his name?
If you really feel like the other person is the one, and you feel like that's who God has for you, that's God's plan for you, and that's who God put in your life to be with for the rest of your life here on earth, then even if they aren't necessarily on board, they'll get there eventually. God will change their hearts, change their minds.
Experience, y'all.
Change their hearts and minds, because if that's truly God's plan, then nothing will stand in the way of that plan.
Here's the thing. The parent support is really important,
Yes.
but it's not everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you said, but with our story, my parents loved you. Like, my mom has specifically said, as a joke, but also kind of serious, that if we ever broke up, she wanted you. And I was like, thanks, Mom. But I also think she knew that we wouldn't break up, so whatever. But I've been a very headstrong kid my whole life, and I always knew what I wanted, so when I came home one day and was like, I want to marry that boy, they weren't surprised when he came knocking on their door. They were not surprised at all. They were super excited to have a son-in-law, and they knew we were ready because I'd communicated to my family a long time ago. Hold on. The problem was you didn't have really good communication with your family, and when you had mentioned finally when you were ready to tell them, you were pretty close to the day where you wanted to propose, and they were super shocked because you didn't really say a lot to them about me, and even though they knew we were hanging out, we were dating, and we were together for 3 years, it was wait, what? You want to propose now? You have a plan, you're going to be in med school. And since his dad did med school, he knew that it was really hard to hold relationships during that. And so he wasn't super on board until married day. They got closer the day that we got married, and they never were rude about it, and they never really said anything.
About it.
Uneasy is a good word. They weren't not supportive. They loved me. It wasn't a huge we'll disown you, but they were I think you're making an iffy decision.
Uneasy decision.
Yeah.
Uneasy feeling, I guess.
And they really value security. I get that. So we just had different backgrounds, different families, and I think the biggest thing was the fact that I had been communicating to my parents since day one, since the day this boy kissed me. And you just didn't. We're working on it. We're working on the communication. To this day, we still need to work on communication with the fams.
Yep.
But if you guys want to hear more about our love story and what more specific details, comment down below or ask me questions via DM on Instagram because I always look at those. And maybe we'll do another one of these videos. But
Maybe
until then. Thanks for watching. His name's Seth. My name's Courtney. We're the Toweries and
Sayonara.
sayonara.